from the god of the sea, the ruler of the sea, Poseidon. So I do this whole show about this master plan to avert
October
war.
5th, 2022.
Somebody's got to do something, right? And of course, Elon does not disappoint. I wrote sus. I mean, I do find it coincidental and comical that right after my whole show about Elon Musk having a plan to end this type of war, aka Watchmen plot, that Elon tweets out a plan to end nuclear war.
Prevent World War III.
It's wow, so wild, right? Not as wild as the morning show. And
Archbishop Angelo Scola, Italy,
weird.
Take over U.S.
I
government.
don't know if everybody's ready for all this. But yeah, so Elon put out this plan, which, by the way, from what I understand, was a plan that was almost a done deal a little while ago, so it wasn't really too far-fetched. And then this plan took some heat.
Prevent World War III.
Very upset with this, especially Zelensky and one of Zelensky's very, just weird. It's like, I don't know if everybody's ready for all this. But yeah, so Elon put out this plan, which, by the way, from what I understand, was a plan that was almost a done deal a little while ago, so it wasn't really too far-fetched. And then this plan took some heat. And like a lot of people got very, very upset with this, especially Zelensky and one of Zelensky's very, great and just so moral person. This, publicly, this is the way they respond.
F off.
These are ambassadors to countries, and that's the way people talk. A tree is known by its fruit. So, look, I say bad words. I say naughty words. I do. When I get mad, I say sometimes, I say bad words. I do.
I'd rather people be the same way that they are in real life on camera and say how they feel. Like, if you pay me, then yeah, I'll say something then. If you pay me some attention.
Sometimes I would say you're the top guy and you have, one of the greatest AI engines and AI programmers and engineers, and you have the best division that they don't even know how great it is. You put an AI on one of the largest social platforms, which, by the way, I love Twitter. So now what is this about? What is the everything about? I don't know exactly, but I just couldn't get away from the word X, and I thought it was very cool because X marks the spot. Like when you're looking at a targeting system, right? You see the X. The X is a mark on a target. X is a mark. It's also very mysterious. Everything under one roof, Starlink, if you will. And I wrote X citing times. He wrote buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app. You tell me in the live stream or in the comments what you think this everything app is going to be. But I will tell you, if you've been watching the show and you paid attention, if you didn't, go back and watch it again because there's a lot of stuff in there. X marks the spot.
12/11.
X marks the spot.
April 8th, 2024.
Of a target. In between that midpoint where the eclipses, where they meet.
I've been up for...
It's 660 days to today.
66 months and 3 days.
66.
As of today.
It's the duality of man. Twins, 2.
October 5th, 2022.
Turn it upside down. Aaron Judge. It's the duality of man. Where they meet. It's 660 days to today. 66. It's the duality of man. Twins, 2. Turn it upside down. Aaron Judge. This is, take a look at this. What does this all mean?
So in 3 more
The hunt
days.
is on. Yom Kippur is today. God's forgiveness is here for you.
First pushed record and started irritating
The ball is
people.
in your court.
66 months and 6 days
What are you going to do with it?
In 3 more days. I don't know.
Yom Kippur is a day to bring about the reconciliation.
But I'll figure it out. You know, I can, as I learn and progress, I can always tone things down. Just be done with the, it's time to almost shut that door and leave that portion of me behind and move on with what I've learned and just go from there and leave all the speculation behind.
And forgiveness between people and between individuals. That means that you need to go to people that you've wronged right now and say, I'm sorry. And then you got to go to God. That's the way it works. You're supposed to not shower. You're supposed to be uncomfortable. You're supposed to make yourself feel like it would feel if the love and light of God wasn't on your life right now, where you can go take a hot shower if you're blessed. Take a hot shower if you're blessed. It's to remind you that you may even be ripped away from your daily routine and everything you think you know, because, well, a time of mourning and repentance is upon us. And perhaps the world just won't change on its own. It's a lot easier to pray to God and to return to God when you're on your knees. Problem is, most people won't go to their knees until life drags them down. Most people won't go to their knees until life drags them down. And I think that that is, that's going to stink for a lot of people, because I think that's going to happen. I do. I don't know how. I do.
Actually, I do actually. I'm sorry, Jacob. I didn't want to put words in your mouth.
Daniel, my buddy, who got me this. Who sent this? It was such a great gift. He had a dream about me. And let's just say it was about, like, my clothes were falling off as I was talking. And he was stressed out.
The point of emanation. Get me to,
and so he said, what do you think it means? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to lose everything. That
was my first thought. In New York, right?
Maybe I'm going to lose everything. I said, maybe, I'm doing this show. Maybe it's all coming to a close. Maybe we're going to be driven out of the house, right? That's the first thing I think. But then the next thing, it was like, well, maybe who God really chose you to be, maybe to close the veil, the stuff that I hide behind, the goofy stuff,
mask.
the fart noises and all that. Maybe that's going to be ripped
the tight suit.
Maybe the time for jokes is over. Maybe I just got to be a little more, I don't know, bold. Or maybe the truth of who I am will be revealed to you.
There you go.
After you watch this show, or if you come here for the first time and hopefully continue to watch. Maybe you'll see that there is more than just me being some goofy guy who just, oh yeah, God is real. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of people that talk about God. I don't think they really do believe, which is sad. This is your sign. It's your sign. What was it? And do me a favor and like the video, will you? And share the channel around.
Hey.
Like, share it. Share it like this is important. If you believe it's important. If it's spoken to you. Do something. Get it out there. Help me to help you. Let me.
Who's going to share your videos, Jacob?
It's really been a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure. To blow the horn. So I'm gonna. This is now a thing, Daniel. This is now a thing. I literally do this before I do the shows.
If you've ever wondered,
now
like,
it
where do we come from? Where does
my college
this all
children
start?
who are home beneath me that you don't make a lot of noise, don't turn the fan on. If the dog barks, let the dog out. Like, we have a bunch of rules. So,
all right, let me go over to my Hitler sighting today, 2 hours ago. Did Hitler escape to Argentina or to someplace else where time stands still? I say my theory about Hitler is that he never died, and that's not even what he truly looks like behind the Hitler mask. And he's still alive today under another mask with the YouTube channel. And he's like eternal or isn't dying anytime soon. I sure would like some love from Jeffrey here.
Nobody.
I guess this is good enough.
So
I would like to invite you to come on my show and discuss this subject.
You guessed it, Brainiac.
Is Bible prophecy a Jesuit invention? So what I said is, thanks for all, Jeff, but I'm not interested in a debate of things I know not, because I couldn't even really tell you what a Jesuit actually is. If you ask me what is a Jesuit, I would say, I don't know. So I'd rather continue on the path that works for me, and that's this path here, just by doing my videos and communicating through messaging or through video itself. There's a time and place for hopping on channels, and I feel like I already did that with Derek's, and for whatever reason, that worked for me at that time. So my job is to prove the risen power of the real Christ spirit, because that's what this whole thing's about, is a spirit that rises up in the airwaves. And that I'm able to get anybody's attention I choose in order to relay a message, and you are living proof just with this comment alone, because I've never even came across Jeffrey Doherty, but for whatever reason, what I've seen, I just speak how I speak, and I'm sure in the future I'll tone down the way that I first initially say something, but I'd rather do it this way. And my message to you is, yes, everything was scripted from the beginning. And you are part of the script. However, during that failed vision of the Jesuits, because you're saying a prophecy, Jesuits, so I'll just assume they wrote the Bible. And the true vision was being revealed back in hindsight, where it's 2020, in my own life between me and Jonathan Kleck. And that indeed, your Jesus is fake, but my Jesus is real. So in my heart, the way I've always believed in Jesus is through spirit. That's real. The played out Jesus in the world, the literal Jesus in the world, yeah, obviously that's fake. So I'll show you some love with your comment, but I mean, hey, look, I'm new here. I have to earn it, right? 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 14 hours ago. Hey, but that's not what I came here for. I want to show you that where I think Hitler just may be hiding.
The answer has always been Argentina. And for good reason, as we'll see. And there's always been a few votes for Antarctica, which remains a possibility.
Hitler is in Antarctica, but the Antarctica that I believe it is the perimeter around our entire plane of existence that's sitting on this Earth's level. That plane is surrounded by ice. Therefore, we're in Antarctica because this is controlled temperature. And then outside of Antarctica is like outside of a icebox freezer. It's just normal space, natural space.
My research concludes that neither one of these are correct. That he went somewhere else that most people have never heard of, which in my mind makes it even more believable. Because if you're trying to disappear, what do? You disappear. You don't leave a trail that can be easily followed.
You disappear, you don't leave. You disappear, you don't leave. So where is he? Well, Hitler is here. So whatever you want to call America, here, underground, Mount Rushmore in that area, on YouTube, Hitler's here. Hitler's on YouTube. He's just behind a different mask, and they live longer than we've ever known. We're the humans that, well, I don't know how many humans there really are on this earth, but if you're a human, we're the only ones that die out early in the beginning of our being created. And then we move on to our eternal body, just like the fallen angels do. Look, they just need something to do. Can you blame them? They're up in heaven. There's like nothing to do. They're just relaxing, living life. And so they wanted to show us some entertainment. It's entertaining for them to hop into different, very important, figures on TV because they make them very important. And then they hop into they don't leave. They just disappear behind another mask. So Adolf Hitler is just behind another mask on YouTube, the YouTube platform. But which character would he be hiding behind?
That's me, baby. That's my idea. Now we roll into really weird territory. 2. Argentina. A Hitler double with the mission strategically leaked to throw the Allies off. It allowed the Chancellor to get he and his most precious cargo to a place of ultimate safety that he had been preparing for years. That's me, baby. That's my... He didn't move there. He certainly visited with his friends. I don't know, James. Stay with me. Correct. You disappear into the you disappear into the oblivious. You disappear in the obvious. That's what Melissa says. Melissa's thinking what I'm thinking. My money would say he went to the underground Antarctic facility. James, that's possible.
Retarded Black Lodge turd goblin. Look, it equals Robin Henry Tees. That's funny. Oh my gosh. You chose to serve Satan, Robin Henry Tees. Prevent World War III. Look at that.
It is possible. Let's see. Some of you in the picture. Mountain of Mystery, and it's a big secret, but we got to move quickly, and you can watch again. It's a beautiful thing about it. If you remember, it's been months ago, I think, we talked about the Untersberg, and this is the Untersberg right here in the picture. Mountain of Mystery and Intrigue, the Untersberg.
There you go. Jonah.
People talk about the Bermuda Triangle, missing time. Well, the Untersberg, the most mysterious mountain in the world, and the obsession of one Adolf Hitler from archhide.com. Everybody knows the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to other worlds, but on the European continent, there's another place that holds even more mysteries than the Triangle. More people have gone, quote unquote, missing, lost time, came out of other places in the Untersberg than ever have on the Bermuda Triangle. So why haven't you heard of the Untersberg?
They went missing. I guess they fell off the
Now
cliff.
you're starting to get it. You've all heard of the Bermuda Triangle. That's where people get lost. They go to other worlds. They disappear. But you know, there's many, many, many more people that have gone missing. Hundreds of people have gone missing at the Untersberg, never to be seen again, or showing up years later in another place on Earth, having made a jump in time, space, or both. Now I know. And now you know the secret.
I like how you popped up over here like, yoo-hoo, yeah, yeah.
Was it Linda that asked, is he still alive? Was it Linda that asked, is he still alive? I don't know, Linda, you tell me. But it's certainly possible. Why was he so obsessed with it?
You tell me.
Gia says, I think you're doing exactly what he wanted help with. Oh, thank you. Everybody needs leaders. We don't need saviors, but we can use leaders because we don't have enough leaders. And I am more than willing to accept the help of a great leader. More than willing to accept the help of a great leader. Please don't be rude in the chat room, as I will be forced to block you from the channel.
Meaning the comment section. I'm being kind, right? Oh, and if you're willing to be honest, you know exactly where Hitler is today. That's why you are here today. I would like to answer your question. Did they know where Hitler did go? Yes, I'm watching his video right now, and I'll let you know when I'm finished watching his video. So I think I tone it down, right?
From the channel. And I really don't want to. I really don't want to. The secret. Now we know.
There you go.
Now we know.
There he is. I found him. I found him on Jeffrey Doherty's channel. Hitler. There he is. Told you, he's alive. So the second coming and pictured in Revelation 19 and Matthew 24 is much more likely to be Adolf Hitler than Jesus.
Draw away the eyes, the ears of the world from where the real Hitler was. Someone went to Argentina. It wasn't just him. And what did those people in Argentina know then? Those people in Argentina that Eisenhower went to see and Carter went to see and Clinton went to see and Obama went to see.
Meaning all of them were the same person?
They knew that Hitler didn't go to Argentina. Did they know where Hitler did go?
If they were all the same people, let's say he's saying Hitler is Obama, Hitler is Carter, Hitler is whoever else he said, and they knew where he went because they're all the same person. Of course they're going to know where he went because he is them.
Where Hitler did go? That's the question. That Hitler didn't go to Argentina. Did they know where Hitler did go? That's the question. That's the question.
That's my answer.
That preoccupies our minds tonight.
I'm just going to have to go with my final answer.
To be or not to be? To Argentina or not to Argentina?
Because there's many different people behind. I mean, there's many people that are just themselves, one person, but they are many, maybe even at least 4 or 7 different people throughout the planet. I don't know what the deal is, like the contract when you start it. Like, I'm going to be, all right, so Hitler, in the end days, you're going to be this guy, that guy, and Obama, and you're going to be the Antichrist, all right? And Stephen James Strong over there, the evil doppelganger.
Where did he go? All outmaneuvered, plays the hand dealt them by the chancellor as best they can. That makes it a double diversion. The chancellor created the Argentinian diversion.
2 cabals, 2 Hitlers, right?
The cabal goes along with the Argentinian diversion because it's the best play they've got from the cards that were dealt to them by the chancellor. It's a saying, the orgy of evidence. Because, Sean, I'm the host, and it's my job to source my material. That's
It could also mean I'm the host, like the host of this character.
That's why I know it's not true.
Yeah. It looks just like him. Jeff looks just like him. I mean, Jeff, it looks just like him. It looks just like him. Clear photographic evidence. But he's showing a
But
picture.
Jeff, it looks just like him. I know it looks just like him. That's why I know it's not him.
Because he knows that that's just somebody with his mask on to look like him. The original person would know. The original Hitler would know. That's not me. That's him.
It looks just like him. That's why I know it's not him. It looks just like him. That's why I know it's not him. There were newspaper reports everywhere. That's why I know it's not him. But Jeff
looks just like him.
I don't understand. It looks just like him. That's why I know it's not him. It looks just like him. That's why I know it's not him. There were newspaper reports everywhere. That's why I know it's not him. But Jeff, I don't understand. Exactly. That's why I'm here. I don't understand. Exactly. That's why I'm here. To help you hopefully understand. Have you ever heard of the term an orgy of evidence? Have you ever?
Just ask Clint.
And think of this as your good twin and your bad twin, or, left and right. So, and then he restores your twin system back to God. And look, there it is right there, Ephesians 2:14. His purpose was to make one new man from the two.
The statement, what is it? It's a saying, the orgy of evidence. The statement, what is it? It's a saying, the orgy of evidence. Because, Sean, I'm the host, and it's my job to source my material. That's how I know. That's how I know.
Nobody works for me. Nobody.
Interesting that Jeffrey commented on the video that Stephen James was talking, but had nothing to do with even the Jesuit invention.
I don't know, James. Stay with me. Correct. You disappear into You disappear into the oblivious. You disappear in the obvious. That's what Melissa says. Melissa.
So, you know, here you go. Yep, there it works for me. You guessed it, Brainiac.
See when he does that, it's like he's confirming something, but I didn't even. He must be talking to him, John.
There's Hajin over there at Skywatch Photography.
So he's saying that you're a serpent, John. Like you have the gin and juice. That you sip on gin and juice.
Robin's bud. That's his bud, right?
What I'm thinking, my money would say he went to the underground Antarctic facility. James, that's possible. That is possible. Melissa says. Melissa's thinking what I'm thinking. My money would say he went to the underground Antarctic facility. James, that's possible. That is possible.
Jacob's Ladder.
Let's see. Some of you haven't tapped the like button yet. Jeff does his homework. Thank you, Melissa. And I do.
Since you say you can read minds.
October 3rd, 2022. Jeff Doherty commented on this channel as James is talking.
Let's see if you can figure out which Matthew I'm talking to, or I'm referring to that I talked to that contacted me.
That one's
easy. Matthew it is. Smart guy. Referring to that Matthew. Since you say you can read minds.
This is thinking what I'm thinking. My money would say he went to the underground Antarctic facility. James, that's possible. That is possible. Let's see. Some of you haven't tapped the like button yet.
My money.
Let's see. Some of you haven't tapped the like button yet. Jeff does his homework. Thank you.
Jeff does his homework. Thomas Jefferson. There's already George Washington there. The dead sheep, like Jonathan collected the dead sheep behind his ear. And then Theodore Roosevelt is there. And then Abraham Lincoln with the wounded head. Just talking about James, you're talking about same time you commented on my video with James. Whether it's a connection or not, it's just I'll show it. And I'm sure sometimes I hit the nail on the head and I don't even know. I just show things like, oh, it's coincidence. And then it's dead on and I don't even know yet. That's why I keep doing it, because I'm sure a lot of things are. So on the money, another portal, James, and going to the underground. And your money, and this is money, because if you bet your money on it, it would be at Mount Rushmore.
Giant Elon Musk head by Chili Whack metal artist, now complete, ready to ship.
Sounds like you're talking about the chili. Stephen James there at the freaking stupid chili video. And then Kim G was talking about chili too. Just in his last video, I think it was.
Could you imagine? Elon hasn't said anything about it, so he probably, I would probably be a little upset. I'd be like, what are you doing? What do you
do? Let's see what we got in the Rockfin chat room. It does look like him, but with a flatter head on top. That's interesting. That's interesting. Choppy waters during it.
This is a very interesting thing. Involved with this, as you see, he's pointing out some of it right now, but it's quite fascinating. Really is quite fascinating, and something that we all should pay attention to.
You must be thinking, I'm going to have Kamala Harris here just so you know she's a robot. All right. You paying attention to that, right? All right.
Should pay attention to, because, if we're going to have, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of these around the world, the idea is to make these, mass produce them, right? So that everybody can have them. to do meaningless tasks and everything else. What
They're already out there. Wouldn't be surprised if they're in your own home already. But program one's way more advanced than he's talking like I'm sure, like more of a husband or wife robot that, is like an actual husband or wife, does meaningless tasks or tasks nobody really feels like doing.
of these around the world? The idea is to make these, mass produce them, right? So that everybody can have them, to do meaningless tasks and everything else. What if there's more? What if these robots have another plan? What if there's something more to it than just...
I bet there is. I bet you they're just like humans. You can't even really know the difference.
Just dancing and putting their hands up in the air and doing the lambada. A star on there. They say, oh, it's the pentagram. But it's not upside down. Who knows? But a lot of people, for some reason, they're focused on the belt buckle. I don't know. I
know why, because it's a sex bot. And it has, like, if you're a male, and then it has the female reproductive system inside here. There's only showing you the small like the robotic movement one, but the real one that they have, you can't even tell that they're a robot, and they're on YouTube right now.
But a lot of people, for some reason, they're focused on the belt buckle. I don't know. God is spirit. We have to understand the spiritual ramifications of things. And many people have forgotten that. Many people have forgotten that that Egypt and Israel and being set free and Moses and Pharaoh, this is happening today. I'm not saying that Elon is Ozymandias, the Pharaoh of today that's in charge. I'm not saying that.
You don't have to say it.
Saying that because, I don't know the man's heart.
So you don't have to say that.
He seems, from the things that he seems to be just somebody who has a decent sense of humor, who's a mover and a shaker, and he's pretty smart.
You got a decent sense of humor. You're pretty smart. You remind me of a mover and a shaker.
Ramesses II. This is playing out. Ozymandias was Pharaoh. Ozymandias was Pharaoh. Ramesses II. That was the day. This is playing out right now. And by the way, if you're watching into their, interesting. Is this what's happening here? Are we about to witness yet another plague come on the land? One that was greater than the last? Is it going to be days of darkness? Are we going to have issues with power? Could that be it next? Because there's a spiritual meaning to all of these plagues that came on Egypt. Of course, I have a video on that. Look it up. I have a Bible playlist, or just type in the 10 plagues of Egypt, Jacob, Israel. Maybe it'll explained or something. But there's a beautiful message to every one of these plagues. The last one is the death of the firstborn in Egypt. And that's symbolic of dying to our carnal nature. The idea of who we are that was formed and birthed in this beast system. That's the death. But before that is the darkness. The darkness is a time when you know nothing. You realize, I know nothing. I don't know if you remember, I did shows a little while ago. They did the Pharaoh's Return, where they took all of those pharaohs and they had this big celebration in Egypt. The parade, the gods, the Avenue of the Gods, where they did this huge spectacle where they were just bringing all of the gods back into their, interesting. Is this what's happening here?
God of Belgium.
Are we about to witness yet another plague
God
come
of
on the land? One that was
Netherlands,
greater than the last? Is it going to be days of darkness?
Tanzania.
Are we going to have issues with power? Could
Yes.
that be it next?
Yep, probably.
Because there's a spiritual meaning to all of these plagues that came on Egypt.
All nations
Of course,
come down
I
to
have a
this
video
avenue.
on that. Look it up. I have a Bible playlist, or just type in the religious system has done, the terrible things that it has done, especially that one. It's very obvious. So I always tell people, you know, like Jesus said, he goes, when they say I'm over here or over there, it doesn't mean that someone's saying I am Jesus Christ, I am the Savior of the world. That's not what it really means. What it means is you want to find Christ, you got to go here to this